Dear Zadiki Capital, I'd like to welcome you to our today's pitch for a leading role in the takeover of Mobile One from Singapore. We are the executive team of Meta Consulting, consisting of Daniel Moll, Valentina Kohlmann, and Susan Bellis. I am Daniel Kotzelski, and I'm going to lay out our plan for you. We propose a structured acquisition of M1 by Red Sea Investments, and thereafter an implementation of the leading software knowledge of Zadiki Capital, and thereby a value-adding activity for the company. After our growth strategy is completed, we also have a very clear picture for the exit strategy, since this is the point where Red Sea Investments is going to realize their profits. Why Singapore? Singapore is the Asian lead market for mobile telecommunications. We have a high GDP per capita, we have high churn in the market. That means you have a very dynamic market. People buy new phones almost semi-annually, and therefore that is very important for a new introduced technology. Moreover, we have very quick rebound after the economic crisis. That means we have already double-digit growth rates in the second quarter 2009. 4G is an up-and-coming next-generation telecommunication standard, and therefore Red Sea should invest in this area, and this will lead to solid growth of Red Sea Investments. Now my colleague Susan is going to take over to tell you how we are going to implement this deal.
As you can see, 4G is an amazing software which will provide a win-win-win situation for three parties. These parties are Zadiki Capital, Red Sea Investment, and Mobile One. Zadiki Capital will provide the advisory service to Red Sea Investment and will help to implement the 4G software in Mobile One. We propose strongly that Red Sea Investment should acquire a controlling share in Mobile One, so that Mobile One will introduce the 4G software into the Singapore telecommunication market, and therefore will become the lead market in this 4G software. Of course, this will result in revenue for Mobile One, and then of course in profit for Red Sea Investment, since they have the controlling share in Mobile One. The big question now is, how are you going to profit from this situation? You will get the advisory fees and the current interest, as well as you will leverage the value of the software house and gain in reputation. To see how we are going to implement this project, we have provided you a timeline. In 2008, you had acquired the software house. Then in 2009, we proposed to Red Sea Investment to acquire a controlling share in Mobile One. Then over the following 5 years, we will introduce 4G into the market and help with the implementation, as well as a reputation for the 4G standard will establish. Then in 2013, RSI is divesting Mobile One, and we are releasing the software to the whole Singapore market so that all network providers are able to buy this software. In 2013, we are trying to maximize further our profit in going to the lag markets, where we also are releasing the software to make further profits. Now Valentina is going to take over and show you how we are going to structure the deal.
Thank you very much, Susanna. So, let me outline the details of the takeover of the Mobile One company. As outlined before, the plan is to quickly capitalize upon the technology and then resell it. This demands a speed and flexibility that is only possible by gaining full control, so at least 50% of the shares. The telecommunication industry is highly regulated by the IDA authority, and adding upon that, we found some takeover defenses in the company, like the staggered board structure. Therefore, we would advise you to cooperate with the board of Mobile One to get their approval for the takeover decision by convincing them of the triple win situation that we found here in this situation. So, the cheapest acquisition strategy is actually a hybrid of both issuing new shares and buying existing shares. Let us first take a look at the existing shareholders of the Mobile One company. Around 35% of the shares are publicly available and traded in the market and can be purchased there. Other major sources of shares are the three key shareholders, which is Keppel Telecoms, SPH Multimedia, and Sunshare Investments. For the issuance of new shares, we advise you to do a dilutive secondary public offering That would also allow you to pay in the additional capital that you need to upgrade the company for the 4th generation of mobile technology. All in all, this deal structure means that RSI invests 1.187 Singapore dollars, and this would lead to additional shares of around 40%, which would then allow your company, Zadiki Capital, to control Mobile One and implement the strategy that we found suitable for this company. And now my colleague Daniel is going to tell you how to go on after acquiring Mobile One company.
Thank you, Valentina. The transformation to a leading 4G company is a very challenging task, and we have to ensure that the management of one is actually capable of doing all the implementations which are needed. Right now, we believe that the current CEO is not able to do that, and the current vision of her is not suitable to become a leading 4G provider. We strongly propose to replace the CEO with a new one, which shall focus on long-term growth and has strong expertise in the Singapore telecommunication market. Furthermore, we propose to add a new position to the Board of Management. The position of the Innovation and 4G Officer will be very important, since the introduction of 4G is strongly related to the success of the software implementation. That's why we propose to fill this position with a former executive of the software house which SC recently has acquired. The rest of the board shall remain unchanged. We believe that some consistency across the board members is important for future success. As we already heard, RSI is going to divest its shares in 2013, and for that we have to find an exit strategy. The exit strategy is of major importance, since we, in order to realize the profit, we actually have to find a buyer for our shares. We have two options. We can sell the shares publicly, so public offering, or we can make a backsell agreement with the existing majority investors. We decided to go with the second option and going to resell the shares to the existing investors. This has low risk, since we can handle this in advance. But why would the investors buy back the shares? The investors all do have a long-term focus and are interested in having a sound investment with a good return. RSI and SC will make sure that M1 is on the right track and will be a financially sound company. So now finally let's have a look on the finances. Here we see the profits for RSI. In 2009 we have the initial investment, but this will eventually pay off in 2013 and 14 when we actually divest our shares. The net present value of the investment will be 822 million Singapore dollars. On the other side we have the profit sources from Zadiki Capital. We will have, in 2009 we have income from advisory services, and from 2010 onwards we also have a carried interest on the profits from RSI. Additionally to that, we will generate revenue from licensing the 4G software to other providers. All in all, this investment has a net present value of 30.6 million Singapore dollars. I would like now to hand over to Daniel, who will make a short wrap-up and give you a conclusion.
Thank you. So to put it in a nutshell, what we have in mind in this deal for these three entities, I will just give you a short wrap-up. The three involved entities are Red Sea Investments, Mobile One, and Zadiki Capital, and each of them is going to profit from this deal. Mobile One will have a first-mover advantage in the 4th generation of mobile telecommunications technology. Red Sea Investments will achieve a net present value of over 800 million Singapore dollars, and most importantly, Zadiki Capital will acquire new knowledge in the leading Asian market and the leading mobile telecommunications technology, and most importantly, achieve a net present value of 30+ million Singapore dollars. So this results in a triple win situation. To answer further questions, we would like to see you in Singapore.